Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Papa Duck back with another video. Y'all know I always try to get y'all to use this. I try to get y'all to think, okay? Every video I do, I try to get y'all to think. I want you to understand this, right? First, go to UbuntuApparel.com. All my videos sponsored by UbuntuApparel.com. Go grab you some gear, man. That's all right. Y'all can help me with this journey, all right? And I need all the help I can get. Thoughts. You have to understand. Thoughts is what governs your reality, right? If I control what you think, then I can control what you become, right? You must understand that if I plug you up to a system, we're talking a 12-year system, school, and I was the one that was responsible for what you know, and in some cases what you don't know, and I control your perception of what you see as life. I told you the earth was round, and you believed it. I told you as a white man in the sky that if you go through some things, all you gotta do is pray to him, and things are gonna be a-okay, even though it never happened. And the things that did happen that's in your favor that you thought came from that source makes it even more believable. What I'm trying to explain to you is this: the only decisions you can make is within the circumference of what you know and don't know. And I control what you know and don't know. So when you understand that, you can understand how you can control a group of people. This is why officers will go to work every day knowing that they're going to detain a man that is trying to work, feed his family. They're going to detain him and send him back to a country that was robbed from the same people that signed his paycheck, America. When you think about it, this is a new stupid dumb. But when you got people locked in box, like they say, we want to keep you in the box. We don't want you thinking outside the box. We want you locked in the box, right? And when you think about this, bro, this shit makes no sense. And that's why I always say, man, God ain't got nothing to do with this. I never tell people don't believe in God, just don't believe in what they trying to tell you. When you do that, you locked in box. You must understand what I'm saying. This is why you have to think outside the box, because that's what the true answers are. I tell you all the time, the people in the movies they thought was crazy at the end of the movie, that motherfucker had more sense than everybody in the movie, because he was thinking outside the box and he was saw as a crazy person. I love crazy people. What I'm trying to explain to y'all is this, bro. They control what you think and don't think. Because they the ones that told you that's a house, that's a car, that's a bush, that's a bird, that's a dog. And I tell you all the time, a dog can be an alien. You don't know that. You think your arm is an arm because they tell it's an arm. And when you start thinking about this shit, you can be like, You have to understand how they tricked us with words and how they use words, right, against us. Because once they give you the definition of what this word is, it creates an emotion, and you follow that emotion. I always tell y'all this. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I use this all the time. Go call your lady a bitch. That word is triggered by an emotion, and by us knowing what a bitch is, she's going to react to that frequency or that sound or that word, no matter how it's spelled, because that's how they get us too. Or you think she gonna say, he called me a BYT, not a BIT. No, motherfucker, bitch is bitch. But they tell you and spell it different with different meanings, but the frequency of that word is the same. Go pray or be prayed upon. It's the same thing. When you put yourself in a fetal position and you're praying for something to happen, they don't pray. When they come knock on your door with papers, and I told y'all what's more important, paper, what's more powerful, paper or gun? Paper. When they come knock on your door with a piece of paper saying you evicted, they didn't pray. You ain't got the money to pay for this. They didn't pray. They created a way to outsmart us. They ain't praying. And they God is the devil. And they work for him every day. Every day. With this whole thing going on with this, what is it? With the weather, what's going on in North Carolina and Texas, everything's flooded and all this shit. Why? Because I told people this years ago, and people thought I was crazy. Oh, they laughed at Duck. I told y'all, these people do what they call weather modification. They control the weather. They control. Why you think flood and shit happen in areas that never did happen? Snowing in Florida and people outside, like this shit is just, man, do you understand what these people are doing to the ecosystem? The system that God built, where everything works consolidated, right? Everything works the way it's supposed to work. Why you think buzzards can eat roadkill or dead animals to clean up Earth? This is why their stomach can digest and can take rotten meat. They're the cleanup crew. Why you think certain plants grow the way they grow? See, they done taught us, and I just said this. They control what you think, and you ain't thinking about this shit. You walk outside, you see a bush, you just think that's a bush. Man, God put that shit here for us to heal. Right now, people do not think that their body can heal itself. Do you understand how powerful and amazing your body is? But you've been taught by these same people that told you that, oh, just go to the store, get a pill, and you believe that shit. So they control what you think. This is how powerful this shit is. You would rather take a pill than a herb. And the same pill that you've been brainwashed to take came from the same herb that you say you worship God, you love God, but you won't take God's herb. You're going to take it from a white man or a black man or any man with a fucking pill. Just because they say, oh, here's a pill, you're supposed to take this pill, but you'll take the pill over the herb. How godly are you? Like, think about it. These so-called, like I always say, these so-called churchy people, bro, y'all allow another group of people to tell y'all what to preach, when you could preach, where you could preach. And right now, if you try to go open up a building, you got to get their permission. And I talked about a papal bull. You got to get permission from these people to preach the word of God. Why? Because they want you to preach what they want you to preach so that they can continue to stay in power. But you don't know no better. Or do you? So what I'm trying to explain to y'all is this, bro. You're living in a world that is controlled by people who control this. They're after this. Everything you see on TV, they spend millions of dollars just to control the perception of your mind. You know how much money they spend on movies? Remember, money is fake. So they convinced us that money is real and that we need money for exchange services and goods, so that they can be in the middle of each transaction. Control. Everything is about control. Moving forward, everything is about control. So when they spend millions of dollars to bring people on the set, spend $20 million on A-list artists to get on screen, right? To get on screen and cry and make all these emotions become real, because I told y'all, and I'm gonna tell you again, your mind cannot decipher what is real and what you're experiencing. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. This is why you cringe when you see somebody get their head blown off on TV. That shit is real to the mind. You don't see with your eyes, you see through your eyes with the mind. Same way with the ears. Everything is done by your brain. But you've been told differently. So when you see somebody get their head blown off on a movie, boo, 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 I told y'all, what is a TV? A TV is an electromagnetic device that gives off stimulation through sound and imagery. So what you hear and what you see, it gives you stimulation. It's like watching a flick. When you're watching a flick, you see somebody getting pound, town. Your titties get hard, you get a little moist, you know, and ain't nobody touched you. See, I'm talking some real shit here. Ain't nobody touched you, but you got stimulation. They know that, you don't. So when they put shit on the screen showing, and I'm gonna use my brother Tyler Perry, ain't no disrespect to TP, but when they use, like I'm gonna do a whole nother video on this, but when they use this new sitcom he got called Divorced Sisters, those events that those girls go through, you are related to it. It stimulates you, whether you know it or not. That's why I say ignorance is no excuse. Just because you don't know, that don't mean it doesn't happen. So what I'm telling you is this: these events that are shown on the big screen, right, it creates our perception of what a black woman is, what a black woman ain't, what a black man is, what a black man ain't. They pay these people to reenact this shit so that you can watch it in the name of entertainment, and it paints your perception, whether you know it or not. You know how many people are influenced by the things that they see on TV, and they take each woman to go through different things. So that's like 4-5 women going through 4-5 different things that are going to relate to women that's watching that shit that are going through the same thing. The woman that's on that's getting divorced, or it's somebody that's getting divorced that their husband took all their shit, same as the girl on the show, you're gonna be related to that. And whatever she do, you're gonna wanna do. Same thing with the other chick that dating a young guy. They know the data. This is how they create these shows. They know the relationship status of people through information and data. Data is more valuable than oil. They can take all the relationships that black folks are going through from this age range to their age range, consolidate that shit, and come out with the top 4 or 5 reasons why this happened or that happened, and they reenact that shit on stage. And it's so relative to you, you don't have a fucking clue why you love this shit. Oh man, I go through that same thing. You think they created TVs for your entertainment? Entertainment means, enter means to come within a space. Tame means to keep you there, like a container. So entertainment is one of the biggest things they use to captivate our attention. This is when you speak about Baal, B-A-A-L. Go look it up. Go look up B-A-A-L. And you will see how they use entertainment, right? Because we rather be entertained than informed. Information is boring. Nobody want to hear that shit. Bitch rather be entertained, laughing, like entertainment over informative information. But what I'm saying is this, right? You have to understand, everything around you is for a reason. Everything is a business in America. Remember that. Everything is a business in America. You cannot feed the homeless because it's a business. You can't feed the homeless, and why would you go to jail for feeding the homeless in a so-called in God we trust country? That's why I say you're not a man. You're living in another man's world. We don't control our women. They do. Women, you don't control your man. They do. By painting these same perceptions on TV, on radio, and music. Everything around us paints black people as you can't be trusted, you're a nigga, y'all don't have affairs like white people, y'all cheat. See the words? It's difference. It's a difference, but it's the same shit. Right? They paint the perception of black people, and this is why we're gonna stay on the bottom. This is why we don't like each other. This is why we are taught to self-destruct, because we are painted that perception. We don't even know what it looks like for black people to get along without fighting, without this, because they never show us. They never showed y'all all the fathers that got together with their kids and had that. It was the fathers with the strollers. It was like a little event they put together. All the proud fathers was out there with their kids. They ain't gonna show you that shit. They don't make money from that. They don't want the world to be a better place for us. And y'all always talking about, I done heard people say, oh, he come with the white man, and oh, we done with the white man. Let me say this, and it go for white people too. When you ever seen a nigga own a motherfucking power plant for your lights, a light plant? When a nigga ever when a nigga ever lock you up in their jails? When you ever went to a nigger's court where they trial you? Why, when they put you in an environment with limited resources and expect for you to pay bills every 30 days, knowing you're going to go back to jail because you don't know shit about what silvator mortis means, when you become a convicted felon by the law, you is a dead man or a dead woman. Why? Because you cannot compete. Because you are faced with over 40,000 collateral consequences, which no fucking body know about. Who are the founding fathers? One of the founding fathers is a nigga. And you know the founding motherfucking fathers wrote this construct to the point where dead people can make more money than living people. Who wrote that shit? They did. So when you say, oh man, you talk, man, this shit, they doing this to white people too. See, the veil has been removed. This ain't the 40s and the 20s, nigga. Right now, white people, black and white people know for a fact that their enemy is the ones at the top. This is a corporatocracy, meaning corporations run societies. You ain't got no resources, so you can't be racist. You don't have no resources. This is a fucking race. So when they fooled us, they had us on the bottom fighting because of a color, and that kept us busy fighting each other while they did what they did at the top with artificial intelligence. People think artificial intelligence is new. This is ancient technology. And that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video. But when you say the white man, the white this and the white that, bro, black people don't own shit. What the fuck do you own to when you don't own nothing, you cannot control nothing. I told y'all that. If you was a successful black man, you think you're successful because you got millions of dollars. You're not. Because every dollar you got going right back to them. Why? Because black people don't own plants. They do. You don't own shoe factories. They do. You don't own shit. You got to give your money back to them one way or another. See, it's the illusion that you rich, or the illusion that you got something. You don't. Because every dollar you got to go right back to these people. Us as black folks, we don't have shit. Nothing, bro. And we're put in a system where we are displayed in this light of inconsistency, can't work together, thoughts, hoes, bitches, and all the above. This is the light that shined on us. This is why our children run around spinning the block with switches and all this other bullshit. Because we don't own the perception. They are telling our story. I told y'all, slavery ain't went nowhere. It's just been assimilated. Meaning, you ain't got to be a slave over there. You ain't got to do that. Y'all just come over here and be under our dictatorship. Black people ain't got their own black party. This is what Diddy was trying to do. Despite all the baby oil and all this, Diddy was putting his money up behind creating a black party. Go look at the Charlemagne interview he did. This is why they got P. Diddy. Regardless of what we think, the dude is a powerful dude. I don't care what they say he did. He ain't did shit none of what the rest of them did. I don't care about that. We are so far behind, to be honest, we can't even afford not to have people to help us. That's how fucked up we is. Because the same people that you will go support, they've done way worse of shit. Shit that I can't even get on here and talk about. But you support them. And you'll say, oh, Diddy, he had the, man, fuck the oil, fuck the freak offs. I don't care about none of that shit. All I care about is him putting together a black party. Something that we can see and say, if this happened to a young black kid down here, we got a black party, and he ain't talking about the NAACP, because that shit ain't ran by black people. We talking about having a real black party that can go and we could go and have them delegate our issues as black people. Create our own jails, our own schools, our own systems, spend with each other, strengthen each other. Because these people are gonna make sure on their networks, on their TV networks, they're gonna make sure on their TV networks, radio stations, all that shit. Have niggas talk about shooting and killing niggas, have women acting like bitches and hoes, have men acting like you little boys. And the real men, we're not gonna show them on TV. The real women, we're not gonna show them. The real children that are respectful, we're not gonna show them. We're gonna show nothing but bullshit. We're gonna create the perception in their mind that they're nothing and never gonna be nothing. And this is what's gonna keep us on top. And they're not gonna let us borrow their TV stations to say different. Because there's a lot of movies that came across Hollywood's desk that speaks about rebuilding Black Wall Street. Black families really getting together and having something. Changing the narrative of the same bullshit we see on TV that never made it to the big screen. And that's the reason why. And to put the cherry on top, y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with God. So get off your knees, man. Stop praying and do something. You can't be scared to live and scared to die, homie. I didn't mean for this video to be that long, but y'all know how I get when I get how I get. Alright? I love y'all. Make sure you put your comments on the bottom of the video. Say what you got to say, man. This is a respectful community. We're here to build and learn from each other. And like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. Let's keep educating.